acclamation.
Well, first I'm going to ask that the nominators come forward to put that name into nomination. So,
All right.
My name's Ray Ehrenstein. I had the privilege of being on the vacancy committee who selected Senator Aguilar, and I'm delighted to nominate her for her full term.
I'm Tom Parson. I would like to second the nomination for Irene Aguilar. I think one thing is that we have in our party some pretty amazing leaders, and we have just got, it's an honor to be served by this person. This Dr. Aguilar is just an amazing representative so far, and I second her nomination. So.
So I am Senator Irene Aguilar, and I am honored to accept this nomination to be the Democratic candidate on the ballot for Senate District 32.
All right.
I want to thank you all for coming today and for staying until 3:30 p.m. And I'm sorry all my salsa's gone, or I'd pay you again with salsa. You know, I want to thank Fran Coleman before I forget, because Fran really helped me when I decided to jump into this race by showing me what it took to sort of get through a race and how to work the politics of it. She said you need to meet every precinct committee person at least once, and they need to hear from you at least 3 times between now and the election, and that was about 30 days period of time. And thankfully, and then she nagged me to ask me how I was doing all the time, and I did it. But you know what was great about doing that, especially if you're a precinct committee person, it was like preaching to the choir, because people who choose to be precinct committee people are just really great Democrats and have wonderful values. It's a great way to get to know the party and know the values of the people you represent. And when I'm down at the Senate, I am just always so happy about the district that I represent, because when there are votes that some people think are hard or perhaps difficult to make, I think they're easy, because 95% of the time we have the exact same values to begin with. And those 5% of the time, if I'm going to vote somewhere that might not make sense to you, I guarantee you it's because I've done a lot of research and talked to a lot of people, and there's something in there that's not what it appears to be. And I try to, on the major decisions, put a lot of time, energy, thought, and research into them, because I think the easy decision is not always the right decision. And I want to thank at this time, before I forget, the people who helped me to do that. Lou Irwin, stand up. Lou Irwin is my chief of staff. Law students we have working with us and doing research for us on all the bills that come before me before committee. Owen Perkins is my campaign manager. Stand up, Owen knows the inside of my brain, and I read the newsletters that he's written for me, and I think, Owen, were you in my brain last night? But anyway, he's just been a wonderful asset to my campaign. And if I don't thank Ed Hall, he's going to steal all the money from my account, because he's my treasurer. And I want to thank Ed for all his support as well, for doing all that painful paperwork, doing it on time, and telling me what laws we need to change, because Secretary of State Gessler is trying to screw us up. So thank you. Don't know, I ran for this seat because I still believe that we can get universal health care in the state of Colorado.
All right.
And I want to tell you, I've had a couple of meetings with our governor, and I think it just takes a little bit more time, and I'll get him there. I want to personally take credit for talking the governor into publicly supporting the asset bill. I sat in his office and had a deep discussion with him about how important that was to the people of Denver, the Latino population in particular. And everyone says, why did, because he personally gave me credit in Aspen the next weekend. And they said, how did he do it? And I said, well, the truth of the matter is I cried. But I'm just that passionate about something. And that's how I am about healthcare, about education, about rights for people with disabilities, and about being sure that all the children, especially the children living in poverty, can get to the fullest potential that's possible for them. You know, many of you know my father was a steel worker, and my mother worked in a scale factory as well. My dad was a union member. I see Mr. Feldman here smiling. And I know what a good education can do for you. And I think we all want to see all of our children get that opportunity. So thank you for this nomination, and I'm honored to serve and represent you. My phone is always on. I don't always answer it. My email is always open. And I hope to get to know all of you better in the next coming years. Thank you.
All right, unless there are nominations from the floor, I will hear a motion to close nominations. As seconded? Second. All in favor of closing nominations? Aye. All opposed? That motion carries. We shall move on to our...
I move to vote by...
I move to elect Senator Aguilar by acclamation.
Second.
There's a motion to elect by acclamation. All in favor of the motion to elect by acclamation, say aye. Aye. All opposed? We will elect by acclamation then. All in favor of Senator Aguilar as being our nominee, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, congratulations. There is a process by which if Senator Aguilar were to step down as the senator,